When we click on it, it brings us up to the website that we're going to use, which is this one right here, Sexual versus Asexual Reproduction. And you're going to go ahead and read this, so let's do that real quick. Living things use lots of different strategies for producing offspring, but most strategies fall neatly into categories of either sexual or asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction generates offspring that are genetically identical to a single parent. Asexual reproduction, two parents contribute genetic information to produce unique offspring. Sexual and asexual reproduction have advantages and disadvantages, which is why some organisms do both. Click or tap on an organism below. After reading the description, you'll get to vote on whether you think the organism produces sexual or asexual or both. How well do you know your reproductive strategies? So let's go ahead and pull up our worksheet real fast and do a split screen. All right, now we have a split screen, so let's go ahead and do two of these real quick for you. Let's do the one from this page. Let's do a bear. I don't want to start off with the first one. So I go ahead and I click on bear. And let's see here, it says grizzly bears mating during early spring. The male deposits his sperm inside the female to fertilize its eggs, but the eggs don't develop until the female begins hibernation. The mother will give birth to between 1 and 4 cubs. She won't reproduce again until the cubs have left her side, and about 3 years later. So we're supposed to guess on if it's sexual, asexual, or both. And so because the male deposits the sperm inside the female, that has to be sexual. So I click on this. Oh look, and I got it right. If you click on the wrong thing, it'll just say it's wrong. So then you know your guess wrong. So over here next to bear, I'm going to go ahead and put in sexual reproduction. Okay, and then over here I'm going to put the reasons why, based on what I just read. Deposits sperm inside the female. So that's my evidence for sexual reproduction. So now let's go down to one that's maybe a little different. Okay, we're going to go down to baker's yeast, which is this one way over here. So let's see if I can find my baker's yeast on here. Oh, there it is, baker's yeast. So I click on that. And baker's yeast is a tiny single-celled fungus that makes bread through the bread dough rise, converts sugars into alcohol. This yeast reproduces by budding. As the small bud grows, it receives a copy of the parent's nucleus. When the bud pinches off, the new cell is smaller than the parent cell, but genetically identical. So the fact that it is genetically identical, that it's receiving the parent's nucleus, there's no sexual reproduction where exchange of sperm and eggs, so that is definitely asexual. So over here, I type, let's go down a little bit, asexual. The reason: bud grows, bud receives nucleus from parents, and it is genetically identical. New cell is genetically identical. So if you see genetically identical, we know that it has to be some kind of asexual because it's exactly the same as the parent. That means that it is some kind of asexual reproduction, like in mitosis. Well, that concludes this. You will go through and do all, I think there's 21 of these. You will learn little facts about 21 of these critters and fill in the information. If you have further questions, see your science teacher.